All right, what's up, SEO pros? Today we're going to be answering some questions about SEO for my subscribers, and also probably some questions off of Quora. This is kind of a theme that I like to do every now and then, usually about every couple days. So if you guys want to stop by for the next one, I usually do it like anywhere between like 9 to 12 Pacific Standard Time, and yeah, usually every couple days. Just an update for the future before we dive into these questions is I'm actually planning on starting to do like a client acquisition SEO series, because a lot of people have been asking me like, how do you get SEO clients? How do you make money? How do you charge for these different packages? And in most scenarios, it shouldn't be too difficult. You can only do so much to get these people like legitly. And like the way I do it is I either do a lot of content marketing or a lot of like outreach. And so there's some pretty cool ways you can do outreach, and I was going to actually show you guys like a compilation of me going and doing outreach and getting clients in my area or wherever area. I don't necessarily need the clients, but I think it'd be really cool for you guys to see how easy this stuff is, and how you can actually start getting clients yourself. Okay, so let me just make sure this stream's going. A second ago, my mic, of course, was off again. I keep forgetting to check if it's on or not. So let me go to see if I'm going right now. Chase Reiner. And then we're just going to start diving right into the questions. Looks like I am live. Go, open that. And going right there we go. We're good. So let's just dive right into the questions. We have a lot of questions today. Actually, not too many, but we have a good amount. Some through email, some through YouTube. So I'm just going to start answering the ones on YouTube first. And if you have any questions in the meantime, like, feel free to jump in and ask, and I'll try to answer those as soon as I can. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go to Video Base. He says, "Hey Chase, I have a question I was hoping you could shed some light on. It's regarding social signals. I know mostly it pertains to Facebook and Twitter, etc., but I'm wondering, does contributions to Google Maps count anyway towards a social signal? I mean, me leaving a review and adding photos to locations is being sociable. It's helping others out, but does it in any way count as a social signal? Obviously, I'm using a business profile when leaving reviews and adding photos. The reasons for asking is because Google seems to give you points for contributing. Also, you can see how many views your photos have been getting with your reviews. I'm curious." So I think what you're asking is like, if you contribute from your profile, is it going to help your businesses on your Google Plus? If that's the question, I don't think so at all. If you're asking, well, leaving new photos for the businesses, will that help them rank? That might help them rank because they have more photos. Like Google can see that that this is more of a legit business. And then there's like more that people can see. It also might help the user experience because people can see these photos. I know a lot of people are starting to sign up as Google. So what VideoBase is doing, if you guys don't know, he's a local guide. And you can do this. You can sign up for Google's local guides and start leaving reviews for locations, start adding pictures for locations. If you do this stuff, Google will give you different levels, and you get different perks with these levels. It's kind of a cool thing. I haven't really done too much of it, but there are some perks, like you can start flagging businesses if they're not legit. You can start getting reviews taken down if they're not legit. So there are some benefits of doing this, but it is kind of a lot of manual labor. So in terms of, is it going to help your own business out? The only reason I would think that it would help your own business out, VideoBase, is if you are actually leaving pictures on your own profile. So I hope that was the answer you were looking for. If not, make sure to respond to the comment, and I will I'll definitely try to give you a different answer. So let me just take a note of where we're at with these questions so I don't lose track. It's weird, my live stream over here isn't showing. Let me refresh this. I think that. So David Matthew just asked a question, and welcome, by the way, David. Hold on, Video Base. David wants to know, do you need to know any programming languages for SEO? If so, which ones did you learn? So when I first started SEO, I knew nothing about HTML. I knew nothing about CSS. I knew nothing about PHP or JavaScript. I still know very little about more advanced programming languages like PHP and whatnot. You don't need to know these things. What I started doing is I went into WordPress, which as you know, is a content management system. And a lot of the things that you might need for SEO, you can get plugins for. Like for instance, like for coding, like specific purposes. So like for instance, if you need to start doing like conversion rate optimization on your website, there's plugins to help you do A and B testing, to dynamically replace buttons, to do all these things that you would normally need a lot of HTML and maybe JavaScript knowledge to be able to do, where you don't need to do that stuff anymore. So if you're using like a content management system like WordPress, and maybe some of other content management systems as well, you don't necessarily need to know code. You just need to know a little bit, like how heading tags work, how title tags work, what are meta descriptions, that sort of stuff. But that's all very easy to learn, and you can learn it pretty quickly. So no, you don't need to at all. I've done SEO for about 3 years now, and that's basically with very little knowledge of any sort of programming. Okay. Kyle Arnold, this is a cool question, or actually comment. He says, I have mixed feelings about this channel. Awesome and extremely helpful, but I'm so mad that I didn't discover it earlier. So much to catch up on. And then at 3:33 a.m. he said, too good to switch off. So I think for the really awesome comments like this, I'm actually going to probably be featuring them on my website, which is starting to get a good amount of traffic. You'll see here. So that's definitely going to be a comment I'm going to feature. So if you guys want your YouTube channels and comments featured, make sure to leave really awesome comments, and I'll definitely feature them on my website. So make sure to get that in there. I think that was like 6. No, that was like 5 or something. Okay. Next we got Frank Hagen saying, another quick question, Chase. My listing, has gone missing off the map. It was showing when I hovered over my home on maps, but now it's gone. Any reason why? So you might have been hit with the Possum update. If you have multiple this could be anything. If you have multiple business listings in the same area with similar citations or similar links or similar phone number, data, anything that's really similar, you can actually not necessarily get your listing delisted, but it will just get filtered out. So one way you should check this, Frank, is just to go to like private search and then type in your listing, like your actual brand. And if it still doesn't show up, then that's a bad sign. You need to log into your Google My Business and see if they gave you like a manual penalty or something. I don't think that's what this is. I think what happened is probably you either got filtered out by Possum, and literally, if you did get filtered out by Possum, what you're going to want to do is try to send as many high quality signals to Google as possible, saying that, look, this is a legit business. There's no reason you should be filtering me out for this query. Or maybe your category isn't on par with what you're trying to rank for. It could be so many different things, Frank. So definitely, if you do want to figure out a little bit more about Possum, if this might be some sort of penalty where you're having multiple listings in the same area, just look up like what is the Possum update, and I have a video for that, and kind of explaining like how it works. But if you give me the listing, I can specifically look at it for you and tell you if I see anything that might be causing this problem. Okay, that was on 8. That was like at 7:30. Frank. Okay, what do we got next? SEO Plymouth & Co says, do you unfollow to get that many followers? So we did a video on Twitter, like how to get more retweets by doing like some advanced search and then like going and doing outreach. And so he's asking, like, because I have a bunch of followers, do I like unfollow a bunch of people and then follow more people? I use a tool called Manage Flitter, which basically does that. Yeah. So, some people prefer, doing only like follows to people that are relevant to them. Same thing with like LinkedIn. I'm the kind of person where I don't really have time to go and look for all these different people. So I just do like different automation tools to get as much reach as I can on my posts, because it only takes like 5 minutes a day for me to do. It's really up to you, but yeah, I do. So I'll just say yes to that. We'll just say that's like, I don't know, 9 minutes. David Matthew says, what got you interested in SEO? Have you ever done any other type of online-based business? What got me interested was when I first started doing SEO, I didn't really get like the benefits. I was just doing it because I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was an interesting concept to like rank something on Google. I really started getting interested when I started reading about like all the different ways that you can do this stuff, like whether it be national or local or content marketing or conversion rate optimization or, you know, all the different levels of SEO that you can do. That's when I got really interested, and I realized that this was like a topic that you can really like get very good at, and it wasn't something that's super oversaturated. Like it's pretty saturated in terms of like on the internet. But in in different areas, there's not that many people. Like there's not many people in my town who do this stuff at a very high level. So I thought it was really cool to be able to be very unique in what I'm doing. And there's also a lot that you can discover. There's a lot of people who are, you know, who are also like willing to learn this stuff. So I thought it'd be a cool topic to like be able to teach. So I didn't really get interested though until I started reading about it and started figuring out like more about it. That's when things like really, you know, started to take off for me. And have I done any other types of online businesses? I've done a bunch of local businesses. I used to have I still do, a computer repair shop in my town that I got to rank number 3. I don't really do the computer repair anymore. And then also for something like iPhone repair, I was doing that for a while. And then I stopped doing that as well because it just wasn't really my forte. You know, I love doing SEO, so I don't want to like limit what I can do by trying to do a bunch of other things. I want to try to be the best I can at one subject. All right. Frank Hagen says, nice video, Chase. I think the stand-up Chase is better than the green screen Chase. 80% of communication face-to-face is body language. Believe it or not, little fact for you. And I totally agree. I feel way better being able to communicate standing up, being able to use my hands. The only thing is, it would be nice if it was standing up Chase plus green screen Chase. The only problem is I'm kind of in this weird corner right here, and this is like a garage door. So the only way I would be able to do a green screen is if I did it like right here, or actually, sorry, right where these plants are. But the green screen's not large enough, so I need to figure something else out. Maybe when I move somewhere else, I'll be able to get a better situation going. Or I just need to get a really big green screen. Wes Farrell says, I showed up too late to the live event. LOL. It's all good, man. Hopefully you can show up to another one. All right, I think one of those was like, what was it, like 12? It's like 11 for Frank again, like 12 for Wes. David Matthews says, on what range do you charge for when you do local SEO? So that really depends. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be creating different series or video series for client acquisition, pricing structures, the different packages I offer, so that people can see like how this stuff works and how they can structure it themselves. But at the moment, what I've been doing is I've been pretty much just charging like $100 an hour with like packages of like 5 hours at a time, and I charge up front. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. You can get people on retainers. You can get people. You can charge for consultations, like where you're literally just helping them and you're not necessarily like doing all the implementation. It really depends, but I will show you how I do it if you want. Or actually, I will be in the near future, so make sure you stay tuned for those. And then KJ says, can you drop the info for the contest again? Yeah. So for the contest, I think it's right here. I'll leave a link to that in the description, but I'm going to be giving away basically an SEO mentorship where I'm going to be helping one person who's like a subscriber I'd say for like 2 to 3 months, maybe longer, depending on how things go. But I'm going to be teaching you like all the different things about SEO. We're going to be like working like, 1 to 2 hours a week, like with me just literally showing you all of the things that I know. The only thing you have to do to enter this is to just say right here in the comments on this page, yeah, I want to enter. And I'll be drawing the winner at the end of this month. So yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool seeing somebody learn how to do this stuff as well. And it's going to be a really cool case study because I'm going to show you guys like how much you can learn in a fast time just by taking this information that I'm showing you guys and then implementing it. And the person's going to be in a lot of my videos as well too. So okay, what do we got next? Frank Hagen saying hey. I don't know how to respond to that one, man. I'll just say all right. Jason says answer the public, lovely tool. Thanks, Jace. Yeah, Answer the Public is an awesome tool. If you guys haven't checked it out, I show you guys in one of the keyword research videos that I do how to use it, and it's really a really unique tool. It gives you a lot of information. I actually do need to do a review on a tool for I think it's another keyword tool, but one of my subscribers recommended it to me, and I do want to check it out. I just been really busy. Also, I've been wanting to start doing like different episodes for SEO tool reviews. So you guys can like start seeing different tools that are coming out. I thought that would be a unique way to start doing videos as well. But all of these are in the making. So Michael says, I want to enter. I think what I'm just going to say to these people is entered. Thanks. Alfonso on the YouTube marketing videos says, buddy, thanks so much, but I can't find tag and tools at my YouTube. Could you advise, please? I am your subscribed. I'm not really sure about this question. Tag and tools? You mean links? Toxic Mod says, what's up, Chase? I'm Trevor. Hey, Trevor. Trevor's an old friend. He's one of the first people who started interacting with me online back when I used to stream on Twitch. All right. Austin wants to enter. I thought this was funny. Okay, so here's a good question. Mike to wait, let me see what time this is. We're at 17:45. Need to start figuring out the times before I answer these questions. 17. Well, it's probably like 50 now, whatever, Mike. So Mike 21916 says, I thought it was funny until I heard something that I actually do, LOL. At 1:45, you said take the top 20 results on Google and combine them into one page. I do this, but not in the sense of just copy and pasting other people's content. I rewrite it and make it more valuable to readers, basically turn my page into a one-stop shop. E.g., if I got a roofing company client and if I got a roofing company client and I'm working on a roof replacement page, I have subheadings that talk about identifying roof problems, roof replacement costs, how roofs are measured, roofing materials, etc. Now, all these subheadings I gathered from the top 10 Google results, but then I reword them and rewrite them. I believe Brian does this. Brian Dean does this. I wouldn't say anything was wrong with this. What do you think? So, Mike, this is something that a lot of people overlook as a great SEO strategy. So, of course, you don't want to go black hat and just literally copy and paste and put everything on your website. That's other people's content, but you do want to talk about things that are similar to what everybody else is talking about. That way Google knows that what you're talking about is something that that the majority of people believe, right? Because Google can't just say, oh, well, Google uses a lot of what the internet or like whatever a subject like semantic, they use a lot of language, or they read language that other people are using, and then they understand what a certain subject is around that topic because everybody else is basically talking about the same semantic variation. People are clicking on the same sort of words, people are reading the same sort of words, there's the same sort of words in content, there's the same sort of words on high authority pages like Wikipedia. So yeah, it's a great strategy. And it also kind of goes into like the skyscraper technique, which is where you're kind of just taking the top 10 results and then, or whatever the top results are, and then adding like 50 topics to it to, get more content. So Google's better to, able to better read it. People are going to stay on the pages longer. But yeah, this is totally a strategy that definitely works in 2017, and it's a very overlooked strategy in my opinion. One of the keywords that I currently rank for, Maryland search engine optimization, I literally just read a bunch about Maryland on Wikipedia and then took that information and made it into a page for SEO. And now I'm ranking for this keyword that has like 2,000 monthly searches. So definitely keep doing what you're doing. If it's working, there's a reason why. And good job. Okay, David Matthews says, would you recommend HostGator as a hosting, or does it matter? Hosting definitely matters. I actually just ran into this problem with GoDaddy. I spent hours and hours and hours and hours trying to get my hosting fixed with them. The site was slow. Just hell. You want good hosting, because if you have bad hosting and your site's slow because your hosting sucks, you're going to be SOL and your rankings are going to go down because of it. Your user experience is going to go down because of it. Everything's going to go down because of it. So I switched to WP Engine and it works pretty well. And they also have free SSL, and SSL is something you should switch to if you don't have it. I have heard good things about HostGator, but I've also heard bad things. So you're going to want to figure out like what's the fastest hosting you can get. And usually hosting that has like solid state drives as their servers, that's where you're going to have really fast hosting. WP Engine doesn't use solid state, but unless you have their premium plans, which is really expensive. So there's some other sites that I've actually heard of. I think it's like I forget what it is. I unfortunately stopped my research once I hit WP Engine because I just found such good reviews about it, and it's actually working pretty well for me. But it really comes down to like what CMS are you using, and then what kind of value you're willing to pay in order to get really good hosting. So personally, I'm using WP Engine. I don't know too much about other hostings because I've only gone with like GoDaddy and WP Engine so far. If you do want to figure out more opinions on this, you can ask I can ask the question for you in my SEO groups, and we can get more advice for you. So, okay, this one's answered. Superfly Dude said the site is top for glass clocks in 2017. So yeah, I did an audit for Craig Anthony, and I told him that the site that he said the keywords were showing up for Google for glass clocks in 2017 wasn't showing up in the US, but apparently it's showing up in the UK, which is pretty cool. Okay. Bernadetta says, this is off topic, but I'm mesmerized by your desktop wallpaper. What are you using? Must have it. So I have these pretty cool desktop wallpapers, and I think what they're called is, let me find it. It's called Push Entertainment, and the animated backgrounds, I think for all of them together is like $20, but it's a one-time fee and then you get them forever, and they're pretty cool. Might not be worth it to you, but it was worth it to me. So what time did I answer that on? That was like 22. Bernardetta. Okay, Only True TV says, how to determine that problem with hosting. What problem? The problem with like having slow hosting, or the problem with not finding the right host? Much love from KY says, hey, I want to enter. Congrats on 1,000 subs. And this is awesome. This person actually met off of a site called Blab back when it existed. I wish that site still did exist, but she has like 45,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So that'd be a good collaboration. Okay, so Monhouse says, congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Well deserved. Your step-by-step videos are great. It was great to see someone so open about their methods. I've learned so much, and I'm using your suggestions towards ranking a site as we speak. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, I want to enter the contest. Right on. You are definitely entered. Monhow. R. Nolan says, hey Chase, congrats on 1,000 subs. Hold on, let me get something to drink. Hey Chase, congrats on 1,000 subs. I found your YouTube channel through your SEO 2017 guide that you posted in a Facebook group that I'm a part of. I have to say I'm glad I checked out your channel as there's a lot of great information. I'm having some success so far in SEO in the past few months. I have been actively doing it. A couple of clients, a few affiliate sites launched with partners, and a rank and rent site I launched with my father. But I would love to pick the brain of someone who is far more successful than I am. As Warren Buffett says, it's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction. If chosen, I will be forever grateful for this opportunity and not let it go to waste. I can't wait to see what other content you produce on YouTube in 2017. Love the grind, posting multiple videos a day. I'll definitely be learning a lot. Thanks for the awesome feedback, Nolan, or R. Nolan. Definitely this kind of feedback keeps me motivated. And yeah, if you ever have any additional questions, make sure you ask, and I'll definitely enter you in the contest. And we'll be hearing from you in the near future too. So that's, I think, it for the YouTube comments. Let's check through the spam really quick to make sure I didn't miss anything or anything got filtered out, because sometimes it does. What time are we on right now? We're on 26, so that was like 25 probably. Only True TV says, what problems with hosting did you have? How to determine that problem with hosting? So the problem with hosting that I had is if you go to like page speed insights like this, Google can tell you if you're having like a slow server load time just by plugging in your website. So you go like that, press analyze. Same thing with GT metrics. And if you have slow load times on your servers, then you definitely want to get rid of that. So you'll see I don't have any of those problems. But if you use some other sites, you'll see sometimes that they do have those problems. Also, you want to try to score as high as you can, because faster load times definitely equal better SEO rankings or Google rankings. So yeah, that's one of those things that you really have to figure out. All right, let's go. Let's go. Did I miss? Oh, I might have missed a question over here. Hold on. Oh no, those weren't questions. Oops. Sorry, I'm just filtering through these really quick. All right. Don't want to leave anybody's questions behind. So we're gonna go to likely spam. Spam, 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 spam. Okay. I think we actually just got some questions right now. Let's see if we missed any. Oh no, it's just on the giveaway, I believe. Oh, here we go. What is the end linking strategy with Bella Furniture? Have them linked to, hold on, let me press comments so I can see it. Eric Brinkman says, what is the end linking strategy with Bella Furniture? Are you having them link to a blog post about them on a mover site and not link back, or no follow you if you link to them? Otherwise, wouldn't these be considered reciprocal links? Have you had success with reciprocal hyperlocal links if this is the case? So I hear a lot from people saying, like, if it's a reciprocal link, does it still matter, or can you like get like negative effects if you have reciprocal links? If all of your links are reciprocal links, then that's probably a bad thing. Also, if they're going to be linking to you and then you're paying for you to be on their site, then you want to make sure that you add a nofollow, because that's paying for a link. That's really bad. If you're adding value to their site because you're in a similar niche, like for instance, for the movers, I reached out to somebody who has a similar niche and said, hey, we were wondering if we could, put like one of our promotions for your clients, offering them like help to move the mattress from, your store or maybe from their old home to a new home. If you'd like, we'll give you all the code for your website, and that's pretty much it. Also, we can feature any of your promotions on our website as well for people looking for new beds. See, that's in my opinion not bad. It's bad if that's the only thing you do, like in terms of linking back. In some cases, people will just put your links on their site, and there will be no problems. In other cases, like they're going to want to link back. But like I said, the only time I really see this as being a problem is if all of your links are reciprocal links. Okay, and that shouldn't be the only type of link building strategy that you're using. There's other link building strategies for hyperlocal. There's a lot of different things you can do. If you want to see more specifically the different type of link building strategies you can do for local, there's a great article on Moz for hyperlocal link building. I think if we just look that up, you can find it. Oh gosh. How to win at hyperlocal. I mean, there's tons of articles, but yeah, if you want me to do another video on that too, we haven't continued that SEO for that website so far because we've been pretty backed up with all of our other stuff. But I mean, even without doing like a bunch of hyperlocal link building, because it's not super necessary, they're already ranking, I think, like, let's see. Actually, I think it's movers. Yeah, they're already ranking number 3. And when we started, they were ranking, I think, like not even on they were ranking like on the second page of the map, which was like, I think like position 15 or something. And that was just with doing basic SEO, not even doing that much link building, other than doing interlinking from the own site. So there's a lot you can do without necessarily doing a bunch of local link building like you would need to in the past. So I wouldn't worry too much about that unless you're really in a very, very competitive niche and there's already a bunch of other people competing with SEO and doing similar tactics to improve their rankings. That's when it's like, okay, now we've done everything that we can do. Let's really dive into this local link building, trying to see how many links we can get locally. But that definitely shouldn't be the first thing you do. I was just showing you guys how you can do that. So hopefully that was a good answer for you. Eric Brinkman. I think that was at like 28. I don't know. Oh gosh, I don't know what that one was. 28. Okay, next question. Good Guy Kamikaze says, nice job as always. I'm currently in the process of learning SEO and digital marketing as I am sick of my 9-to-5 job. I hear that. I really like to enter. Cheers, Chase. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the feedback, man. And yeah, you're definitely entered. KJ wants to enter as well. All right. So now let's move to some other questions I think I have through email, and then I think the rest are just through email. So let me open that up, see if I can find the email. Just give me a second here. Uno momento. Should really just pull these up beforehand. Okay, well this is another situation where I guess I'm not going to be able to find this. Gosh. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to read it from here because I don't know if this person wants me to talk about their business name, but the question is from a guy named Jared saying, hi Chase, I've been real impressed with your knowledge of SEO and willingness to share it on YouTube. I have an auto insurance quote site that I recently took over that needs some TLC. My most popular page is, I'm not going to share the name, and it is optimized the best. Do you do single page optimization? What are your fees? Well, to work on a site like mine. So anytime I'm doing like SEO for people, which I try not to do too much these days because I don't really have the time for it. The only way that I do SEO these days, guys, if you are looking for help from me, is if you let me also do a live video recording of it so I can help other people learn how to do it as well. Other than that, I generally charge these days. I probably should charge more. But what I've been charging is about $100 an hour. And I'm pretty transparent about my pricing, about the way I structure these things. I probably will be charging more in the future, but for the moment, with the few extra hours I have, that's probably how much I charge. And I can't generally agree to more than a couple hours of doing SEO. So if you guys really need a lot of help, I'm probably going to point you in different directions, because I am spending a lot of time trying to work on these video courses. So yeah, that's for that question. What time was that at? That was at like 33. Okay, so now we're just going to move on to a couple of questions off of Quora. The reason why I answer questions off of Quora is because it kind of gives me additional reach for new subscribers, and it's always fun seeing what people are asking. So we're going to do site:/Quora.com plus whatever our modifier is, or sorry, our keyword, which is SEO. And you can do this too. It's pretty cool. You can do it with any niche. So we're going to go to tools, anytime past 24 hours. That way we can get all the good questions first. We're going to go sorted by date, not by relevance. We just got a question from Only True TV saying, in SEO Centro SEO Analyzer, server warnings, I had no XSS protection header found. Is it important? I actually have no idea what that warning is. That's one of those more technical code questions that I would probably have to ask my community. Here, I'll ask it for you right now. Let me go to, and this is a really good place to ask questions as well if you don't get immediate answers back from me. Sorry about that. And these guys answer your questions pretty fast. And they also do something similar. They do live video responses. I also started in this community. This was one of the first places I started doing like SEO hangouts, and this is like a place where you can actually join them and start networking with other SEOs as well if you're trying to do that. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see what we got for our questions. How can I check the traffic source from any website? So I think he's asking, like, how can I go look at other people's traffic? And so these people are saying implement Google Analytics on your own site. Now, I don't think that's what this person's asking. So I'm going to say definitely check out SEMrush. It's really easy to use. All you do is just go to SEMrush, type in the name you want to check out, and it'll give you all of the estimated traffic based off Google organic rankings. So I would definitely check SEMrush out. It is a paid tool if you want additional information, but it also shows you traffic for ads as well. People are running search engine marketing campaigns. So we'll leave that open, and we'll do I think that was like 37 or something. Shoot, I'm really losing track of all these questions. All right. Let's go to the next one. What is your favorite WordPress plugin for e-commerce? I don't do e-commerce. What is the best way to get people to view your YouTube videos? If you are a beginner. So if you're a beginner, in my opinion, the best way to do it is to do like some sort of search engine marketing campaign. And I actually show how to do this in one of my videos where I show you how to set up like different, what is it? YouTube video ads. I think that's what I tried to rank it for, video ads, 2017. Otherwise, you're going to want to, try to do a lot of cross promotion on social networks. I mean, there's so many ways. The other thing is make sure that you're doing a lot of keyword research for your videos. You definitely aren't going to be able to rank, in my opinion, for like extremely competitive keywords right off the bat, unless you're really, really creating comprehensive guides. The one thing that you have to make sure to do is if people are bouncing off your videos and your average session duration is low, which is like the main ranking factor on YouTube, you're not going to get rankings for your videos. You're not going to get organic traffic. So you really want to make sure that you're doing that. Also, one of the big things for YouTube is if you can find partnerships, people that are already really high up in your niche, If you can get them to cross promote your stuff or recommend your stuff, or even just do a Google Hangout with them for 30 minutes on their channel and recommend your channel, you can definitely start getting some viewers on your channel pretty fast. And that's really easy to do. You can just go to videos, and I never leave a comment on their old videos. I always go to their channel, go to their most recent video that doesn't have a lot of comments, because they're often looking for feedback on their new videos, and I'll leave a comment on those videos and say, hey, look, do you want to do like a hangout for 30 minutes? I'd love to get you more traffic. You always want to explain the benefits of what's going to happen if they spend some time with you. So that's what I would say for this. What are we at for that? That was like 38 or something. Hold on. Yeah, like 38. Okay, we got another question from Only True TV. Or actually, sorry, I'm tripping. That wasn't another question. Looked like another question for a second. All right, let's answer a couple more on Quora, and then we're probably going to end this so I can start doing some more videos for you guys. Apparently, I lost the search for Quora. I don't know if I canceled out of it or what, but apparently I did. Go back to past 24, go by date. All right, the other cool thing about doing these questions and answers on Quora, on whatever niche you're using, is it helps you become better at what you're doing too, because you find all the different questions that people are asking. And if you don't know it, then you join a community like the one that I'm in. You get to learn more about like questions you don't know, but just by asking them on the communities. What are the core skills of an SEO expert? That's a good question. Okay, so the core skills, I mean, this is actually kind of related to the first question we had today, which is like, do you need to know coding to do SEO? It's not required, but one of the core skills I would say is to know basic HTML, know a little bit about, you know, how web design works, like how you can do like conversion rate optimization in terms of like making sure that people have really good user experience on your site. Keyword research is huge. You definitely want to know how to do that. You want to know how to do like interlinking and some off-page SEO. Like, you know, this really depends also on like, are you going to be a national SEO expert? Are you going to be a local SEO expert? Because you don't need to know all the things that you would need to know for national that you would need to know for local. And then I would also say, if you can start learning a little bit about schema markup, you don't necessarily have to know that stuff. But also a little bit of content marketing and content layouts, figuring out how to do like a decent content layout on a site so people have, you know, good experiences, so Google can better understand what your site's about, you know, making sure that you have certain pages on your site depending on your niche. So if it's like a local business, making sure that you have different service pages. If you have products, making sure you have different product pages, how to structure those with, you know, correct keywords, interlinking. That's kind of like the basics. There are, you know, a lot of probably different opinions on this, so I couldn't tell you like, you know, like specifically for each category of like SEO you're going to be doing what the core skills are, but for like overall, that's probably what I would recommend. So I will leave that. 43. Be interesting to see all these other people's answers as well, I guess. It's like probably 42. Let's see what this guy said. It all depends on how you define SEO expert. Far too many people will say that SEO means manipulating Google. Try a press. So this isn't really listing anything. Never stop learning. That's a good one. Web design, on page, off page, how to drive SEO campaigns to success. Those are decent answers. All right, let's get a couple more. Is WordPress better than Blogger? I just want to say yes. Well, yeah, I mean, I would much rather use WordPress. It's way more adjustable. There's already so many answers for this. I'm not even gonna, this is one where I'm just not gonna answer it. What is the best WordPress theme for free? I'm not gonna go into that one. How to get shares on my link dollar? No. How can you tell how I get 5 backlink? No. See, some of these questions I just don't want to answer because they're either like very simple, or I just would rather not answer them because they're just not not that there aren't good questions, just that not things that I necessarily want to be spending the time talking about. Is finding an answer to a question always as simple as Googling it? That's a funny question. How much time do you spend reading YouTube comments? That's interesting. Let's check that one out. Only True TV says server responds slowly. Server response time measures how long. Server responded in 3 seconds. So yeah, you definitely want to figure out what you can do. You might be, using a host that only gives you a certain amount of resources, and maybe you're using a lot with all, like maybe you're using a bunch of plugins. Who knows? And it could be bogging down your site. Either way, you want to be able to go with a host that's going to be able to host you fast, regardless. But yeah, you do want to check your plugins if you are using some sort of CMS like WordPress. Make sure that you aren't using too many resources to be that are going to be loading on your site. So how much time do you spend reading in a day? So this got changed. Huh. They must have changed their question. Okay, I'm just going to answer those 3. So that's what I'm going to do for today for the question and answers. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you guys for all the comments and feedback you leave for me. And definitely make sure you keep asking those questions. I really encourage you guys to always ask questions, to always leave feedback. The best way to learn is by asking questions. And I feel like there's so many people who are teaching a lot of different subjects and not encouraging people to ask. So this is one of those subjects where even I ask questions all the time, because this is a subject that's ever changing. You can never stop learning. But you do want to question what you are learning. Make sure that you're trying to stay away from anything that feels shady, especially PBNs. And that's it for today for the question and answers. I'll make sure to see you guys in the next video. And until then, happy SEOing.